What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back with another video. Before we start with today's video, I just want to say a thank you for everyone who has voted for us in the Football Content Award so far. Really appreciate all the support. It's amazing to be nominated as a finalist for the Best Club Content Creator for the Football Content Awards. If everyone can please go and vote for us, it'll be so much appreciated. Every vote matters to us and all the support is appreciated. It's good just to be a finalist. If we can win this thing, that'll be absolutely amazing. But thank you again for all the support. The link will be in the description below. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the different kind of tactical setups we could be seeing under Jose Mourinho in the last 9 games in our battle for a Champions League place. Well, as they kind of hang by a thread as things stand, but seeing as Jose hasn't really never had a fully fit squad, it'll be good to see what we could be seeing, how he's going to fit all these players in. Let's just analyse the different tactical setups we probably could be seeing under Jose, and I want to know in the comments below, I want to know your opinions. What do you think the best formation will be, and how do we fit all the players in? Because since January, we still haven't had a fully fit squad, and now the pandemic giving a break to the season, it's allowed us to get all our injured players back fully fit, and actually gives us some decent options to go with. So the formation that Jose started in his first game, and it's the formation that Jose has stated he would like to use going forward, is this kind of 4-2-3-1 hybrid 3-4-3 formation. As you can see here, this is the lineup that he started with in his opening game against West Ham, this 4-2-3-1, but it very easily turns into this kind of formation, 3-4-3, Aurier pushing up, Davis tucking in as a third centre-back, and you get 3 at the back there, and you get a lot of options going forward. You kind of use Dele and Lucas Moura as inside forwards, with Son and Aurier being more wingers, with Winks and Sissoko was sitting. This allows us good flexibility because Davis wouldn't have to go forward as much. He can sit back, which would probably suit him. Aurier doesn't have to stay back as much, which suits him. Get him as far away the penalty area as possible. And obviously you get all the attacking players, Son, Ali, Kane and Moura together in an attacking sense, causing problems. You have width with Aurier down the right, Son down the left, and you got a bit of invention with Dele, with Lucas and Kane, obviously the finisher. As you can see here from this little graphic how the formation kind of works, turning it from a 4-2-3-1 into a 3-4-3. Aurier pushes up, Toby, Sanchez and Davis shuffle across. The tactical setup kind of suits us at the moment. You can kind of see it's 5 players defending, 5 players attacking. Obviously, with the arrival of Lo Celso, who's really improved in the second half of the season, replace probably Winks here with Lo Celso. That is more what you're going to be seeing in this formation. He's really come on as a central midfielder, but the problem is obviously that means you've got Tongi and Dele sitting on the bench in this kind of formation, because you can't really have him with a pivot next to Lo Celso. It'd have to be in the pivot next to a more defensive minded player. Could be next to Sissoko, but Lo Celso is in such good form you wouldn't be able to drop him. The only way I can see us fitting in Dele in is maybe going to a 4-3-3 in this kind of formation, as I've displayed on screen. You kind of got a back 4, you've got Sissoko sitting in defensive formation, and then you've got Lo Celso and Dele giving a bit of more of a free role in central midfield. Lo Celso is maybe more creative. He's going to be further forward, and Dele a bit of an engine, but he has to be able to kind of be a box-to-box kind of player. But this would involve leaving out Dele Alli. It's an interesting one. How would you be able to get Dele Alli, Lo Celso, and Ndombele all in the same team? It's a difficult one, because if you have Dele, Lo Celso, and Ndombele in the same team in that central midfield, you do lack a lot of defensive cover, and you do leave yourself exposed to a counter attack. Or even when we don't have possession, it's going to be a big struggle for us to kind of regain possession with no real ball winners in that team. It's not especially how Jose likes to play as well. Jose likes to have a positional midfielder in the midfield, either sitting, providing cover, providing a shield for the back 4. He's always had it. Matic, Claude Makelele, to name a few. So with Lo Celso and Ndombele as a pivot, that doesn't really suit him much, and I can't see us starting Eric Dyer anytime soon in that back in the midfield. The only time I see Eric Dyer is really in a back 3. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fits Lo Celso and Ndombele. The only way I can see it is the only way I can see Lo Celso and Ndombele fitting is in a midfield three, in a 4-3-3. Obviously, Bergwijn is in competition with Lucas, seeing as Kane and Son are pretty much undroppable. So whether it's going to be a fight out between Bergwijn and Lucas who gets that spot in a front three. Bergwijn does prefer to be off the left, but Son's got that position down pat, so he ain't going to be battling Son for that position. It's going to be Bergwijn or Lucas starting. This 4-3-3 formation, I kind of like the look of it, but there's good defensive cover, you've got good balance, but the defence worries me. Aurier in a back four, with his tendency to stride forward, might leave that side of the field exposed, considering as well you'd have Sissoko looking to cover that wing area, leaving a bit of a gap in the middle, because Lo Celso and Ndombele don't like to cover too much in the centre. Lo Celso is a good aggressive player, but he's not defensive minded, that's what I would say. And Ndombele, we've all seen his struggle so far off the ball in the defensive side of the game, so it's a struggle, but I like the look of it. I think in theory there could be a lot of promise to this formation, but it involves leaving out Dele Alli. Now, does Dele Alli have a space in this formation? If you take out one of the midfielders, who do you take out? It has to be one of Lo Celso and Ndombele. You can't take out Sissoko. You've got Jedson Fernandez, who is a possibility in that pivot role, but again, we haven't seen enough of him, whether he's more defensively minded than midfielders already have. He seems to be a player who likes the attacking side of the game as well. He doesn't seem like a purely defensive midfielder, which we all know Jose likes. Eric Dyer would probably be one of the only options, but I can't see Eric Dyer getting too many starts, especially when we've got such quality there in Ndombele, Lo Celso, Harry Winks, Moussa Sissoko. You can't really fit Eric Dyer in at the moment because he's just such a liability in that defensive midfield position, because he just doesn't have the technique on the ball that we need at this level, really. Another option maybe that we could see is wing-backs in a 3-5-2, maybe pushing Ryan Sessegnon to left wing-back, where he's always said he is his favourite position. That feels like it's the strongest position. This here, you can kind of fit. You kind of have defensive cover with Davis, Toby and Sanchez as a back three, Aurier and Sessegnon as the wingers, and then you have, at the moment, you've got Son and Kane up front with Dele just in behind, and Lo Celso and Winks in the double pivot. That, for me, provides a lot of cover at the back with three centre-backs and two full-backs, providing a back five out of possession and a midfield five in possession. I think you could potentially swap Winks and Ndombele there, and it still has decent enough cover, but that also means leaving out Lucas and Bergwijn together, though it does give you a lot of pace on the bench going forward. So does this team have enough pace in it? It has Aurier and Sessegnon and Son, so that does provide width, but do they have the pace, say, Danny Rose and Kyle Walker had in those wing-back positions? Do they provide the attacking threat that we would need? Because they would need to be dominating those wing-back positions, a la like a Hakimi and Guerrero for Borussia Dortmund. We've seen them use that formation to great effect. I don't know if Sessegnon and Aurier have it in them to really dominate those wide positions, if they really have the physicality. They have pace. I don't know if they're good enough end product in the final third to really be consistent threats in those wing-back positions when they get into the final third. Then, unlike Guerrero and Hakimi, who are getting goals and assists for fun at the moment, they don't really seem to have the attacking output, albeit Aurier has been decent in his attacking output. Is he consistent enough to really dominate that right-hand side? And Sessegnon, he needs to build his confidence. We all know about that. He really has flattered to deceive so far. So I'm unsure whether Sessegnon has, especially, I wouldn't want Davis in that left wing back position. I don't think he has the physicality to get up and down a football pitch for 90 minutes the way a Sessegnon or Danny Rose would. So does Sessegnon have the confidence? Does he have the? Is he good enough at the moment to really be good enough defensively and going forward in that left wing back position? I would question that. However, it does allow us to have two forwards to occupy their centre backs. Lo Celso and Dele would be able to link up, and potentially even Ndombele could replace Winks, although Winks would be a good player to have in this formation because he would be able to progress the play quickly to two forward players, and potentially in counter-attacks it could be deadly, because if we have two flying fullbacks and Winks in this position able to get the ball forward quickly to the forward players and the opposition on the back foot, with the pace of Aurier, Sessegnon and Son, and Kane obviously with deadly finishing, that could be a decent avenue, and obviously Dele could be roaming around. You could even potentially swap Dele, put in a third central midfielder, but then I'm thinking we're lacking a bit of attacking options there if we go with that formation. So those are the few formations I'm looking at. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think is your favourite formation? How do you fit all these players in? Would you? I'm at the moment, I think the best formation to go with would be the formation that he started with at West Ham, but that also means sacrificing one of Lo Celso and Ndombele, in my opinion, to provide a bit more solidity in the central midfield options. I just like the balance. I think it's a bit of a creative formation. I like how it's fluid on and off the ball, how things change. I think it's good for players like Ben Davis, who don't need to go forward as much. However, it'll be between Ndombele and Lo Celso fighting out for a position in central midfield, in my opinion, in this formation. Unless Ndombele develops his game off the ball and gets a bit more physicality and a bit more aggressiveness off the ball, and is able to shield the back four a bit more, I can't see how this is a formation we can use with Lo Celso and Ndombele. We'd have to use Mr. Sissoko really in that midfield option, and Mourinho's already said he doesn't really like him as a position midfielder. The 4-3-3 again, I like the look of it, but this means Bergwijn, Lucas fighting out for position. It also means leaving out Dele Alli, who we all know Jose Mourinho likes a lot, and he was obviously unlocking the best of Dele Alli at times before the lockdown started. This also leaves our back four a bit exposed, with Ben Davis and Aurier looking to supply a bit more width than they would in the other formation. Maybe we would expect Davis to be going forward a bit more than we would in this other formation, unless we create another kind of fluid system where Sissoko kind of hangs back, Aurier can go forward, and Davis, Sanchez and Toby kind of make a back three. That could work. That could work. I'd like to see that kind of put in place. And obviously the 5-3-2 will potentially Sessegnon at left wing back, get him involved a bit more. That could be a good option for us on the counter attack when playing away at big games. Not too many of them left. We've got mostly have to win the home games as Arsenal, Man United, so we need to be on the front foot. But this could be a decent formation for that. A bit of defensive solidity and potential on the counter attack with Winks in there, playing quick progressive balls forward into the two forward players to occupy the two centre backs. Could prove dividends, could be hot to handle when on the counter attack, and it could catch teams off guard as well. With if Sessegnon and Aurier can get forward well, that gives a bit of pace on the wing back areas, and we've got Son up front with having a lot of pace as well. So I think at the moment I'm leaning towards the 4-2-3-1/3-4-3 hybrid, but I'm also would like to see this 4-3-3 because I think that's the only formation that can really fit Lo Celso and Ndombele in the same team, albeit leaves out Dele Alli, which is a controversial one. Let us know in the comments below, how can we fit Ndombele, Lo Celso and Dele Alli in the same team? Is it possible, or is it just completely we're just completely not able to do it? What do you think in the comments below? Because I can't really find a formation where we're solid enough with Dele, Lo Celso and Ndombele in the team. I can't put Dele Alli in a midfield three. I don't think that works. Unless you put Dele Alli as part of the front three, that means leaving one of Son, Bergwijn out of the team for Dele Alli in the wide position. I wouldn't want to do that. So Mourinho has a lot of tinkering to do. I'll be tempted to leave out Dele, although he's in very good form. But that is today's video. Let us know in the comments below, how would you like to see us set up in the last part of the season? Let us know your little tactical tweaks. How would you? Put in the comments your teams, how you'd like to see us set up. Let us know your formations, and let me know as well, can you fit Lo Celso, Ndombele and Dele Alli in the same team? And could you even fit Son, Moura and Bergwijn in the same team? Because I can't seem to do it. It means dropping Harry Kane really in that sense, and I can't really see that happening. Let us know in the comments below if you could find a formation that suits, and let us know how you'd like to see us line up, because we do have some headaches. Clearly we have a lot of headaches in the final part of the season, and Jose's got some very important decisions to make. If I've missed anything, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe with live content. Don't forget to vote for us in the football Content Awards for Best Club Content Creator. Link in the description. And as always, come on you Spurs.